Forever. Dog.
From the spacious Forever Dog Studios in Los Angeles, California, and the satellite Forever Dog Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, this is
Ho, 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 Dad. It's me, Santa.
Are you okay, Santa?
Ho, 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 Dan. Merry holidays to you, boy.
I hear you, Santa. How are you? You sound weak.
I'm winded. I just killed Eric. I crushed him between my thighs.
Whoa, between your thighs, what were you guys up to?
Sex stuff, damn it.
Oh, boy. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Well, that's
no.
Oh.
We'll cut all that blue stuff out.
Hold on.
Hi, Dan.
Hold on.
Dan.
Whoa,
It's me.
transformation time.
I was doing a bet.
Whoa, that was I thought I was talking to Kris Kringle for a second there.
It's called acting, Dan. You should try it sometime.
Whoa.
Podcast.
Wow.
Podcast.
Shot
Podcast.
across the bow. How are you, buddy? Happy holidays. Thanks for... How about some
Happy
jingle
holidays
bells here,
to you.
Sound Tech Alec? Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for throwing that on. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays. How's the move? How are you guys settling in? Do you have a Christmas tree? Do you got any lights on the outside?
We did
You
get a
got lights on
tree.
the
We did put
inside?
lights on the outside.
What
We
are you
did
gonna-
put lights on
What are
the
you going to get
inside.
Wendy for Christmas?
I'm going to get her...
You probably listen to.
Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't say. I almost just said it, and I'm glad you caught me there. So no, we did get a tree. We got a noble fir this year. We only had a tree.
Big fucker or little fucker?
It's a medium-sized fucker. Yeah,
Okay.
smells pretty good. It's a skinny. It's a skinny, which I kind of like because traditionally I'm looking at the full trees, but this year we went skinny, and we thought skinny was kind of chic.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
We went exactly the same way, had exactly the same conversation.
That's what I like to hear.
I want to go skinny. As soon as I saw my first skinny tree, it just kind of clicked. I said, "Ooh, skinny tree."
They're sexy.
Skinny is, yeah.
It's slender. It's narrow. It's a nice cone.
Can I tell you something? It feels a little bit like being a part of the resistance. Getting a skinny tree, I really feel like. Because the fat boys, like the fat full trees, all those Trump fucks.
Yeah.
All the Trump fucks getting full
All those
trees.
proud boy trees. They're proud trees, really. Yeah.
Fuck those white supremacist trees.
Yeah.
Give me skinny-ass, mangy, ugly,
Efficient trees. They're efficient is what they are, Eric.
Yeah.
And they're green.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went skinny. It looks great. Looks good in the house. How's yours for odor? We got a good smell going. Are you a pungent tree guy?
Say it again?
Do you like the pungent tree?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take it
I like
easy.
the way the tree smells.
Is Kris Kringle there again?
I like to get in there with my little face
Slow
right
down.
inside the tree, and I'll just sniff, sniff, sniff.
Oh,
Eric
Eric Dodorian. Eric Dodorian.
What? I'll just sniff the tree.
Okay. All right.
I don't know, man. I can't. Everything smells like weed to me. I can't. Honest to God, I haven't smelled anything. I haven't pound. Like I haven't really smelled something since like 2009.
Oh, wow.
Like really smelled something.
Yeah. Well, you're not missing too much, I guess, except the Christmas
I got my
tree.
icy hots. I smell those.
Sure. Your icy hots?
My patches. Yeah, I got my patches.
How often are you putting on the icy hots? Are you Shaq?
Excuse me, laughing at my pleasure. Actually, they're not icy hot. They're they're like the same thing, but they're like
Yeah. The Rite Aid
natural.
brand or something?
Salampas.
Uh-huh.
Is what? Yeah.
Okay.
My patches.
What is
This is a good talk.
You know what, Eric? I think at this point people are tuning in for our banter.
And they want to know that I suffer pain. They want to know because everybody wants to knock me down off my perch.
Come on.
And they want to see me in pain.
Come on. People want to watch me fall. People like watching me fall.
No fucking way. No, they say, who's that? Who is that? Better Ron Swanson? Yeah.
Eric.
I want that. I want that.
Eric, if you're forgetting our foot race in which we cemented our friendship, our status as friends.
What about it?
In which I fell on my face.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it. just so overjoyed to see the proud man fall, and not
Can I
proud
tell
like a
you
proud
something,
boy.
Dan? God damn it. That's got nothing to do with me, you, or the public. That's got to do, well, it's got to do with the public because we live in a fail culture. People love fails.
Yeah.
People love to see another human being literally fall on their face on the pavement.
Yeah. Especially if they're confident, especially if they precede it by saying, I'm going to win this foot race and I can beat anyone in a foot race.
Yeah.
And then, that's the culture.
I mean, that, and then that, now we're like unraveling stuff, and like, that's, you know, that's just the way that people perceive me. They look at me, they think, you know, hipster, nerd, weak, not an athlete, definitely not an athlete, not a dancer, no rhythm, ugly, probably hungry. No, I'm none of those things. I'm not hungry.
No one is calling you hungry.
I just ate.
His belly is full, you guys. Can we get ahead of that story, please?
Wait, can we talk about Christmas presents for our wives? Because this is going to be after Christmas when they hear it, right?
No, it'll be Friday.
I don't know.
I don't have anything yet. I had another Christmas anecdote. The Amaya Perea, just saw Paul Premier and Amaya Perea at the Christmas.
We got to get both
Conley.
of them on the.
Yeah, we got to get them both up here. That'd be great. But so I'm at the annual Conley Christmas cookie party, which was a lot of fun. I was just reminded of that because she recorded that race that we had and then edited a video of me falling repeatedly.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor. So she is proof.
And they let off my wedding.
Yeah. Yes.
And congratulations to Paul and Amaya and Lincoln, because they're going to have another family member on the way.
Little Lincoln Jr.
Lincoln Angelo.
Lincoln, and I think the next one coming is Blinken.
Excuse you. That's really cute. That's too cute.
Yeah. You got anything else? I'm looking at the clock.
I got a query for you. Should we just?
Your query. No, yeah. Let's address the query.
So my query is thus. Excuse you. It's wrong when you laugh at me when I.
And I just did a gurgle laugh, so I especially apologize for that. We'll
edit
that out.
Because
Alec, edit that out with some jingle bells.
A lot of people who are ESL will overcompensate being ESL by having a phenomenal vocabulary, and they'll say a bunch of really great flowering words and
in their vocabulary.
So like thus and stuff like that.
Sure.
And so it's cool. So anyway.
So you mentioned this query.
My query is thus.
What are you curious about?
I am querious. Oh my God, is that where it is from? Querious. That's such a better word. Isn't that such a better word than curious?
I like curious.
Querious.
I think they're both integral.
Anyway, integral.
What is this? What is happening?
That's my. His first impression is the guy is like, don't know talking. I don't know shit. Fuck, I forgot the talking, man. Oh, fuck.
What?
That's my first impression of a guy. Just, oh, fuck, he just forgot how to talk. That's a guy who forgot how to. My query is this.
Okay.
So we got thank you cards. We got these thank you cards.
Oh, the TYs, the TYCs.
Yeah. And Wendy Connolly, wife of you, and
you threw an extra
phenomenal wedding helper and elf.
Threw an extra syllable in there. Wendy Conley.
What did I say?
Connolly, like Jennifer Connolly. Same.
I didn't say Connolly. I did not say Connolly. I said Conley.
Either way, it's Gill now.
Wendy Gill.
She's a Wendy Gill.
So she took a bunch of Polaroids.
I'm not a monster. Yeah, at your wedding, she took a bunch of pics,
and it was incredible. And so we're doing thank you cards now. My query is this: so she got a perfect Polaroid of everybody that was at our wedding.
Yeah,
and I want to send those. I want to have a document of that for us, like some sort of poster version. Okay, where we like string them up on like a thing, and then we take a picture of it, and then we have like a poster of that.
Sure.
And then
that's cute.
But the individual. That's cute, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I want to do. I want to put it on like felt, real Christmassy.
Okay. Oh, and it's your Christmas because you guys had Christmas in the desert. That's fun.
Christmas in the desert. That was a thing.
So you put it up once a year,
and it's pretty Christmassy all up the ass in our apartment right now. It's because we decorated an entire giant house for Christmas last year for our wedding,
right?
And then we took all those decorations and now have decorated our tiny 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah,
with these big ass house decorations.
Yeah. Christmas threw up all over your apartment, it sounds like.
It's Christmas as fuck in here right now.
Way. Yeah.
Christmas is fuck. Okay?
Okay. You've said it. You've set the stage. I'm right there with you.
And I've broached this subject with... I broached it.
You what? Oh, okay.
I broached it. I broached it.
Mm-hmm.
I broached it.
Yep,
I broached it with my wife. I said... Wouldn't it be cute if we send these? Because we started doing thank you cards.
The TYCs.
I don't know. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think that we should keep these as mementos, or do you think that's? What do you think?
So what you broached her about was sending the physical Polaroid that you have as a memento from your wedding back to the people in the picture.
Back to the people.
And that's your query. That's what you're curious about.
That's my query.
Did you forget? Shit. Did you forget again? Okay.
Now, do I talk like this? I don't remember.
Nobody does. I would say, let me guess what Drew's hot take is. Drew probably says, "No, I want to keep these for ourselves. This was our wedding, and I want this."
She's definitely leaning towards that. Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to side with Drew. I say those are yours. Here's what you're forgetting. Everyone took a picture of their Polaroid at your wedding, and they have a picture of it already somewhere. So you don't need to send the physical thing back to people. It is a cute idea for the TYCs, aka thank you cards. Which happy to hear you're doing those over a year after your wedding because I
lied when I mean
still
I
haven't
didn't
finished
lie.
mine.
Like we started doing thank you cards is like we got real close to starting. We definitely got real close to starting.
Yeah, right.
We hovered.
Yeah,
we hovered. We did that thing where it's like
it's been broached.
Okay, we're gonna like do because it was like during our anniversary weekend. We were like, okay, we're gonna do thank you cards. We're gonna start doing thank you cards right now. And like, let's go see a movie. And then we like saw a movie first. Like, oh no, we're hungry. Let's go get something to eat, and we'll just like do it while we're eating. And then we got our food and we got our cards out. We're gonna do it, and then we just ate.
Yeah, I mean, you're preaching to the choir here. I can't bring myself to finish anything to do with the thank you cards. They're hard.
It's Christmas time. I feel like people are expecting it now.
Well, the Christmas card industry.
Yeah, but to have a Christmas wedding on top of that.
Yeah.
Especially one where everybody made a handmade ornament to bring to. Yeah.
You'll get them out there eventually. And when they come, it'll be the right time.
That's why I think we should go big. I mean, like, I have this image in my head of a Polaroid paper clipped to a note that we write, like a real elegant note. And it's a real elegant paper clip, like a really nice one.
Right.
And then we clipped I just have that image of like, oh,
I get it.
Everything looks so good.
I get it.
In those Polaroids.
Though I would keep them for yourself. It's going to be more to you in the long run that you have those versus the people who were just guests at your wedding, I would say. Maybe make them into ornaments themselves, Eric. Hang them on your tree.
But that's what maybe we can make the ornaments first and then send them out to people.
Why don't you just make a copy of the picture and then everybody goes home?
It's not the same thing. The Polaroid is a Polaroid is a Polaroid.
How many times do I hear that a day?
And down at the dock at the Fuji dock?
Just too much. The Fuji
film dock?
Yeah. Unloading those crates. Eric, I'm just looking at the clock. First of all, did I answer your query? I feel like I answered, or is it still up in the air?
You didn't give me the answer that I wanted,
so I didn't help. Okay, well, it's time for the Nup News anyway. Let's play the Nup News theme song. Dun, 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 dun. This is the Nuptial News at 9 dun, dun, with Ben and Eric. This is the Nuptial News at 9, coming in hot off the presses. This is all your wedding news, everything you need to stay up to snuff on wedding trends and wedding news.
What is it?
This one's going to warm the cockles of your heart, Eric. Get Kris Kringle back in the room. Oh, God.
It's me.
Oh, Jesus. Ask him to leave again.
No, I gotta go. Bye.
Wedding party takes over Target for good cause.
It better be fucking good.
Newlyweds Brad and Jessica Bonds made their special day a blessing for others by taking their entire wedding party on a shopping spree for children in need.
Pause. I really take my Target experience seriously. It's
This is why I picked this, because I know we both feel strongly about
It's
Target.
a meditative thing for me. It's a meditative thing.
Mm-hmm.
Meditative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I go in there and there's no music playing, and it's genuinely pretty quiet, and you can just get lost in there.
Yeah. They
So
don't
what
play
do these
music at
people
Target?
do?
They don't play music at Target?
No.
Is that true?
Yeah. Well, the one I used to go to doesn't. I mean, I think they might just now have started, but they never used to.
Yeah. So we're in Orlando, Florida, first of all, Eric. And I know where you're going. I know how Target is your Target. I love Target too. But these people, Brad and Jessica, met their first date shopping for items to donate to Toys for Tots. So Brad Bond, his name is Brad Bond, thought it would be a fun way to acknowledge their love story by taking his entire wedding to Target. Brad surprised everyone with $10 gift cards, and they all went shopping for Toys for Tots. Aw. Are you still Scrooging it over there? Is Target still yours, Eric?
No, it's for the kids. You didn't tell me it was for the kids.
It's just for the kids, man. It's always for the kids.
For the kids.
Did I tell you about my Freeway Rick Ross PSA that I did years ago? You know Freeway Rick Ross?
Yeah.
Moved a lot of weight in the 80s here in
I
LA.
know his story. I don't want to talk about it. It gets me too upset.
Why?
Because of the duplicity of the American government and the fucking CIA and H.W. Bush and everybody was fucking in on it, and the way they
People think Freeway was in on it too.
Yeah, but he's the only one that did fucking jail time. Fucking Donald Rumsfeld should have done fucking jail time, not Freeway.
Right. But Freeway. Hard agree. This was a PSA for kids for reading that I did with Freeway Rick Ross. And we walk in on it's like a drug deal going down, and I open up the box, and I'm an undercover agent, and it's just books, and I go, "What the?" And Freeway Rick Ross goes, "Man, it's just for the kids, man. It's just for the kids."
That's not real, is it? That's a real PSA?
I've never showed you this before?
Oh my God.
It's me and John Michael Higgins.
That sounds like the PSA they do, the fake one they do in 30 Rock.
Yeah, it never got a lot of airplay, but it's out there. Yeah, it's me and John Michael Higgins and Freeway. It was a fun day. Edit that out.
No, leave it in. That's for all you hardcore gill heads. Scourging the internet for some fucking gill nugs. That's a golden gill nug
That's
right there.
That's a golden gill nug to light 1,000 suns. Where are we? This is a weird episode.
I love it.
This is the year in Groomzilla's. Last of the year. I hope you had a good year. We here at Groomzilla's did. That was the Nup News at 9. Closing up the Nup News at 9. Are we going to do all the others? Let's do a big holiday spectacular. Let's do it all.
Let's do the commercial, and then I already did a first impression, essentially.
You're right. All we have to do is play that theme song. Closed up. Now that's closed up for first impressions. Thank you, Soundtech Alec. Now it's time once again for Commercial World. Eric?
Oh, I am a commercial girl, and this is a... How does the song go? I forgot how it goes. Oh, it's a commercial world, and I am a commercial girl. Radio!
See, I thought you were trying to do a holy night version.
Wait, I could probably do that. Hold on. Oh, commercial world.
No. Oh, commercial.
Can I tell you something about?
Yeah.
The other day, we were walking around, and it was like real Christmassy. We're in like a real shopping heavy zone.
Oh, that's why I love to be in the season.
Yeah, just fucking consume.
Oh, as David said the other day, we got a cynic. Look out.
He's a very cynical person.
I know. It's funny when he calls you one. Go ahead. You're walking around. It's Christmassy. You're consuming.
And there was a little girl. She must have been like 7 or 8. There's a little kid, like 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
And she was singing the Jingle Bells, Batman Smells version.
Yeah, Robin laid an egg.
Yeah, I was just so thankful that shit is still around.
Yeah.
Like kids are still doing that.
That's great. Well, that speaks to the endurance of the character and, the Batman and Detective Comics and Bob Kane, who originally created Batman. And
you listen to NPR, we're talking to the most boring guy in the world right now. He can make anything boring.
Batmobile lost a wheel and Robin laid an egg. That's great, though.
We all know it. The familiar song that kids sing in holiday times to the tune of Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
Sure, Batman.
Does Batman smell? And what in God's name happened to that wheel from the Batmobile? With more on this story, we turn to Guy Rizdal.
Oh, man, this is really, really giggly.
We're playing jazz. This is our Year-End Spectacular.
Alec, is this like jazz? Alec, our sound
is
tech.
this live for jazz? Are we basically at a jazz show?
Do you want me to say yes or no?
Honest.
Well, I want you to
Would
be
the
honest.
jazziest answer be to say yes? Because hell yeah, baby. This is smooth.
Yeah.
This is as smooth as it gets.
Little cat.
This one goes out to my mom, who listens every week. Did you guys know that?
What?
Yeah.
Thank you, Alec's mom. What's your
Mama
mom's name?
Sarche?
Jamie.
Jamie Sarche?
Thank you, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. Thanks for listening. Oh, we love first of all, can we just say, you're a young boy. You're a young man. This boy you raised
What I
right
would
here.
not give to have a young boy like this boy.
Oh, he's strapping, he's tall, he's got, but most of all,
Very nice boy.
the head on his
Very
shoulders
nice boy.
is the strongest head,
And he's honest.
which is what you want in a
And
head.
that's
You want
the
you want to be headstrong? No, that's not true. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what? Actually,
And
no,
who's
it's not that great.
the guest? Who's the guest this week?
This week we got Giulia Rozzi. We still have a 45-minute interview coming up with Giulia Rozzi. And it's a good talk. Let's
get to it.
It's a shame. No, we're not getting to it yet, Eric. We just opened up
Oh, we had to do a commercial thing.
world, man. He's adorning himself with Christmas decorations, and we're getting into it. Now, you wanted to do a year in review.
I want to be your tree. Who's your tree now, dog? That's the guy who wants to be your tree. He wants to be your Christmas tree.
Was that Sean
And he comes
Connery? And it's also Sean Connery. You the man now, dog.
And it's Sean Connery. You show up one day, and Sean Connery's dressed up like a Christmas tree, and he's like, "Who's your tree now, dog?"
Okay, so First Impressions is still open. I just want to say that we played the theme song too early. You want to do commercials and review, Eric? What's your favorite commercial of 2018?
There were a lot of really good ones. I know in commercial world, as a commercial girl, we focus heavily on the negative aspects of commercials, and because they're commercials, and there's a lot of mind fucking going on. There's the government, there's our militaries, there's corporations. Everyone's trying to fuck you.
Sounds like you're tap dancing because you don't have a favorite commercial.
I do have I'm trying to wrap a bow on the year.
Okay.
Of commercials.
You were just talking about the government, but go ahead.
I do that, man, because the commercials, man, because the government. Because
man, it's all a part of the system.
Here's two things. It's the guy who can never say one thing at a time. He's always got to say two things. Here's two things. So, okay, that's the guy. My favorite commercial. It actually starts. I think I wish I could remember what it's for. It's for some sort of gum or mint.
Okay.
And it's a woman. It's played by Kristen Studdard, who is a comedian.
Yeah. Skittles.
She does. Yeah, no, it's not Skittles. It's not. I don't think it's mint.
You mean when
definitely
she's riding the horse or the unicorn?
Yeah. That's a Skittles commercial.
I thought so. It seemed weird enough to be a Skittles commercial.
I don't think it's Skittles because that's the other commercial. Okay, let's do the worst and the best.
Okay.
The worst. So she's like texting this guy in it, and she's like, "Hey." No. The guy's texting her. That's what it is. Like, there's a guy and hey, sup or something like that. Something dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I know.
Oh no. Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And then so she looks at the text and then conveys nervousness and anxiety and that thing that we all get when dating's involved, right? And you're feeling stuff.
Sure.
And then she pops this like mint or gum or whatever the fuck it was into her mouth. All of a sudden she's on top of a unicorn and she blasts through the wall of where the guy lives in his apartment.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Nothing, what's up with you?" or something like that.
Yeah.
Conveys the text.
I get it. Orally.
Through her, she says it out loud on top of a unicorn. It's very comical. It's urgent. It's topical.
It's urgent.
Yeah.
It's urgent. Okay, and you don't know the brand, so that ad really worked too.
Yeah, I don't know what it was for. It was good.
Okay. So,
and my least favorite commercial is again in the candy world.
Great.
That fucking Skittles commercial when they're like, "Hey, catch this disease." Like kids, like I don't want to think about fucking viral diseases when I'm thinking about Skittles, one of the greatest inventions of modern man.
Yeah.
Humanity.
You've touched on it in the early days of this segment, Commercial World. You did touch on that, so I'm glad you circled back to that. Okay. So for my highs and lows, my favorite commercial. Well, I'll start with my least favorite commercial, which I think I've been talking about for 4 weeks straight. These fucking weird Errol Morris directed Best Buy commercials.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah,
you saw it. You posted it on the socials. I'm going to share it again just because it is so bizarre. Even though I know 2 people in 2 of the commercials, they're disturbing. And I think Best Buy should be ashamed of themselves, as should the great Errol Morris. Is it Errol Morris or Errol Morris?
It's Error Morris, if you ask me, because he's taking these fucking Best Buy jobs.
Okay,
freaking everybody, and I get it. I get him during the Christmas season choosing to fucking direct these Best Buy big corporate commercials to
cash
freak
grab?
everybody out. I get it.
Cash grab anybody? Oh, you think it's a move? Okay. My favorite commercial of the year. Now it's not gonna be what you expect. It's for Sling TV. But it's the campaign with this Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally. You seen these? That's fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are fun.
I hate those commercials. They're not good.
What are you talking about?
They're not as funny. They're not as funny. They don't. To me, they're not as visceral as the other Slinger commercials where the guy he comes in and he's like ready to sling.
Yeah. No. My Sling commercial.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the one that you were in. Yeah. I like those ones better than the. And I love Nick Offerman. I love Megan Mullally.
Yeah.
Those we're the Slingers.
Right.
Little on. Who's that for? Who's that for? It's not for you. It's not for me.
Well, what I do is I set up these commercial franchises. I get them on their feet. They bring in Gil. I set them up, and then once they're established and it's a franchise, then they bring in.
You are kind of a Nick Offerman stand-in.
I'm a poor man.
You come in, they're like, okay, no. You're just no. Sorry.
Yeah.
No. Don't worry about this idiot. We're gonna get it. No, we're gonna bring the real Nick Offerman in. This guy sucks.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Yeah. Well, I was what's his face's favorite commercial in the last 5 years. I'll say that. God, I can't forget. Family Feud. What's his name?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. It was Steve Harvey's favorite commercial of the last 5 years.
Steve Harvey sucks.
Yeah, he's not a good guy to work with, right? Is that what I'm not here to tell tales out of school. You can Google Steve.
If he thinks those Slinger commercials with Megan Mullally and Nick Offerman are good, he sucks.
No, he liked mine, Eric.
Oh, he's really cool. That's awesome. That's smart.
That's the commercials, the 2018 best of.
It's a commercial world, and I am a commercial girl.
Radio. This is Groomzilla's. Thank you so much for listening all year long. If you have been, this has been fun for us. We've been going about a year longer than we thought we would, right, Eric? But if you're still out there and you're still loving it, thank you.
Thank you so much, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And hope you have a happy new year.
Oh, God, I hope you have a happy new year. Like us, subscribe us, at Groomzilla's on Twitter, at Groomzilla's Pod. This is the Forever Dog Podcast Network. I'm just hitting all the things here. Giulia Rozzi coming up after the break.
Ooh, that's going to be a good talk.
Thanks for listening. This is Groomzilla's. Here's a pointless break because it's a podcast.
Are you from Philly?
No, I'm from Boston originally.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then I lived here, and then I moved to New York. Then I moved to Boston for a second when I got married. Then I moved back to New York.
Yeah.
Now I'm back in LA.
Wow.
So I've done a very weird triangle.
Oh yeah.
I remember when you lived in LA the first time. That's when we met.
Really?
I think.
No,
I
early
think
2000s.
no.
I didn't hang out with any
Maybe not.
comics. I was really antisocial.
Okay.
Were you a comic?
Yeah, I was a Comedy Store comic.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like the only girl there.
Oh, Comedy Store in the early 2000s. Yeah. How was that scene?
I didn't know anything about comedy. I don't even know why I got passed.
Were you doing? Oh, you got passed?
I got passed on vacation. I had done stand up 4 times.
What?
I got passed
Yes.
by Mitzi.
Whoa.
She just happened to walk in my set, and I was like the youngest girl there for a while. I'm like, I talk about it like it's like when I won a football game in high school. Are we recording?
That's badass.
Yeah, we just started.
That's so
We started. Julia Rozzi in the spacious Forever Dog Studios. She got the pass at the store.
Yeah.
That's
you
fun.
were
Are you
funny
on the
from
wall?
jump. You were just
I am
like-
on the. I got
you
on the
were
wall
like-
the week before I moved out of LA, and they didn't even know I was moving out of LA. So it was sort of like a goodbye. I also thought I was quitting comedy,
Oh, okay.
and then it's like a disease.
That's great. It is a disease.
It's a virus.
I've gone viral with my comedy, meaning I'm dying
Yeah.
from this illness.
Quitify. If you take Quitify every day, you take one Quitify, and it goes away.
Every time I try to quit, I just come up with a really good bit,
Yeah.
No, I know.
or I
I
get
know.
a really
Curse.
good compliment.
Just too funny.
Yeah,
I know.
too funny.
Yeah. Okay, so you bounced around. I remember former Groomzilla's guest Will Miles talking about how you guys both have sort of like a bunch of cities around where if you ever did get married to Will Miles, you would do
Yeah.
a multi-city thing.
Oh, for our wedding?
Yeah, for a
That
party.
was like a high conversation. We talked about it later
No.
sober. We're not doing
He didn't
that.
say for the no. He said for like the week like leading up to a wedding. He wanted to have like a
Oh,
little,
like do parties in every city?
yeah.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, he's got a lot of. He also, one time, we did mushrooms together, and in the middle of being on mushrooms, he goes, "Oh, man, I'm going to get D'Angelo to play music at our wedding." And I was like,
He is?
cool. I didn't know you guys were friends.
Oh, you can do that? Great.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of big plans.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I could hear the earnestness in his voice because it just sounds like such an earnest sentence.
Yeah.
Like mushrooms plus thinking about D'Angelo.
Oh yeah, he was deep
and your
in
wedding.
thought.
yeah.
I know. I was like rainbows, starbursts, all this stuff, and he was like, "Oh," I was like, "What are you thinking about?" He's like, "I can't wait for D'Angelo to play at our wedding."
Oh man, that'd be great. He's shirtless. I bet he looks great.
Yeah.
Oh god.
What? So you
really funny.
You briefly touched on this before we were recording. I think you've been married before,
I was married.
and you did a whole big number on it.
I did. So I was with my college boyfriend for, I guess, 7 years. And then we were married for 1 year.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then it was basically like the same way like someone will have a baby thinking like maybe this will fix things. There wasn't anything
Yeah.
wrong. We're still friends. He's an awesome person. I feel bad for anyone
Yeah.
who follows my podcast journey because it's literally what I talk about in every podcast, including my own. Long story long, he was like a brother,
okay.
and I didn't.
How old were you?
When we started dating, I was 19, almost 20.
Yeah.
And then when we got married, I was 27, and I hadn't ever had another relationship.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I had like, sad blowjobs, but like
Sure.
other than that.
Yeah. Aren't they all on some level?
Yeah.
That's a young, like relationship wise, that's like a young 27. If you've only ever had like one.
Yes.
I was in the same way. I was like, first relationship 19, and then by the time I come out of it, I'm like, oh shit, like I feel like a toddler now.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely had arrested development very much so. But it's funny because two of our friends from college who also were in relationships both live in LA and both very happily married.
Oh, and they were sort of your same age. They were like the alternate you.
Yeah.
You never
Yeah.
know?
But you never know. But
Yeah.
I kind of knew a few years into
love that.
dating that there was like something missing, but I just blamed it on the fact that like I have dysfunctional Italian parents that should have gotten divorced years ago when I asked them to when I was 11. So I was like, well, I just don't know what love is, and like convinced myself that I was the problem.
Right.
Because he was so great. Like literally everything someone writes on paper.
Yeah.
But you're not marrying paper.
Right. It just
Yeah.
didn't have that spark.
There was something. There was
Something.
There was a spark at moments. I always said, I wish we had like broken up, after a year, and then if it was meant to be, we would have gotten back together
found
in
each
our
other.
30s.
Yeah.
But he's remarried and happily,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy in my relationship, and we've all hung out.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Was this in the Boston area where you're from?
I went to college upstate New York at Ithaca. Mm-hmm. That's where we met, and then we got engaged. We were together when I lived in LA. We were together when I lived in New York. We got engaged in New York. And not only did I suggest we get engaged, I was like, I have an idea. Let's get engaged, move to Boston to the suburbs in a house that my dad still owns that I grew up in. I will quit comedy. I basically had a quarter life crisis where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Moving out to the burbs at 24, 25?
27.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I'm going to be normal because I thought I didn't think entertainment was like a
viable
real
option.
Yeah, I thought I was being frivolous and stupid.
Yeah.
But like money is also a consideration. Like that's the way you save money.
Yeah.
At that point in your life.
And also, it was very much like I thought that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you should get married to this person. You should be normal, whatever that means.
Babies on the way? Like, were you thinking that? Were you setting up?
No, I mean, I was thinking, oh God, what have I done with every deposit we put down for a wedding thing? I mean, I was like unraveling hard.
Oh, planning the wedding?
Oh, yeah. I was like drinking all the time, eating everything. And I did the opposite of bridal boot camp. I was just getting like fatter and sadder with every wedding thing. Yeah.
There's just like an alarm, like the second you guys got engaged, the like alarm just started ringing, and it was just got louder and louder.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was like, at my bachelorette party, I walked around asking all my friends if they thought I should get married, and one had the good sense to be like, I think if you're asking, it's kind of like the answer. And I was like, shots.
That was your cry. That was your cry for help a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's intense. So, so what did you feel when he? I assume he popped the question at some point.
Well, I asked him to.
Oh, okay.
It was very
interesting.
I mean, I was definitely like the.
You were driving that.
Yeah, and he's very kind. He was very kind to a fault, and I think probably didn't express when he disagreed as much as I need.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those.
Interesting.
And then poor Will, who I'm with now, well, not poor Will, but so when we first started dating, I was in the middle of doing this solo show about getting married for the wrong reasons, and he came to every single one. So he saw me retell this hour-long story of how, I got married for the wrong reasons. I bulldozed the whole thing, like all this stuff. I was a terrible wife. I mean, horrible human. And he saw the show like 8 or 9 times.
That's funny.
That's so romantic. That is so sweet.
Yeah. And he's like, I think he liked how honest I was.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So so you do the marriage and then you're a bad wife just because like you knew immediately that you didn't want to be there?
I was like out all the time. I was basically misbehaving in the hopes that he would be like,
oh, you were trying to sabotage it without directly confronting the problem.
I was such a coward.
Yeah.
Yeah. But but here's the thing. So I wrote an article about like 7 signs it's more than just cold feet. I guess I wrote it maybe 6 or 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I still to this day get at least 1 to 2 emails a month from strangers being like, this is the only article that I've connected to. I'm supposed to get married. I don't know it's all like, quote unquote, I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah. I should be happy. Yeah. This person's great. And so what I went through, I'm finding out is like way more common than, but you don't read about that in a bridal magazine.
No, it's a different side of the story.
The pressure is so much, and it is like such a quick sell. Like it's such an easy decision to be like, oh, let's just get married. That's like that's the thing that's going to fix it.
Wait, are you both married?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
That's where we started the podcast.
Okay.
We both got engaged around the same time and got married around the same time, and then we've been podcasting about it ever since.
Nice.
And now we talk ad nauseum weddings, similar to you.
Yeah.
I love that did you come, so when you guys got out of it, or when you got out of the wedding after a year, was there ever like a period where you were like, oh, I'm never getting married ever again?
No. No. I was like, I knew I would never push it that hard. Yeah. But I also knew that I wanted it. But I made the terrible mistake of so because I was the one that initiated the divorce as well. I mean, I wrote the whole story. I was basically like, let's just see where it goes.
I was just along for the ride.
Yeah, I screen wrote this thing, and then I got a solo show out of it. And a lot of press.
In your kitchen, and he's like, what's going on?
Yeah, so after this happened, because I the self-proclaimed bad guy, right?
Yeah.
I was the one who was wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't give myself any time to like grieve, even if you're the one breaking up with someone, it still hurts.
Right.
So a month after we separated, and I was like, I need time to like find myself and like date around. I got into another relationship for 4 years.
Sure you did. Sure you did.
With like the polar up, like the most not a good match for me.
Yeah.
But more dysfunctional than me, because I was like, oh, well, I was the dysfunctional one in the last one.
Right.
So let me find someone that I can fix.
Uh-huh.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, man.
No. Yeah. And we talked about marriage, and thank God it didn't go anywhere.
And that was 1 month after your divorce?
1 month after I started sleeping with this guy, an actor from my acting class.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Air quotes actor. And after about 6 months of hooking up,
Yeah.
it was like, I guess I'm your girlfriend and I should probably move in because I don't know how to be alone.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I did exactly the same thing, except that my first relationship, I felt like I was doing the fixing, and then the second relationship, I was like, I need to be like healed, heal me. Like no dude has ever done that, right? Being like, oh, I need you to fix every part of my life for me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third, and this is your third?
And this is my third. Yeah.
This is and this third one is like, it's almost like, Three Bears, like too hot,
Goldilocks?
too cold.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Like
Yeah.
that's such a gross way to describe my relationship, but that's what it feels like. It's like the perfect give and take of all the good things about the others, but with added things that I didn't even realize I needed until I met him.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to go back. You asked your parents to get divorced when you were 11.
Oh yeah, and I still mention it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. They're in their
You're
70s.
you're still floating the idea?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So how do you think?
Do my parents sleep in separate rooms, and
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh man, you guys. I mean, because it's like cultural, like they're Armenian and they're like
Oh,
from Lebanon.
Italian. Off the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine literally on a boat, right?
No, we flew on Lufthansa actually. I
Oh,
don't know
you're
how
from
that-
You're from there too?
Yeah, I was born in Beirut, and then we moved here in Leyden.
Oh. Okay, I was born in America, but my parents came on boats.
What year are we
That's so
talking?
cool.
My dad came in the 50s, my mom came in the 60s.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right into New York City or Boston?
To Boston.
Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was New York.
Okay. So you have immigrant parents.
Oh, yeah, and so you understand, Eric.
They would never get divorced in a million years, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you all like literally hate each other.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you-
and it's like they're
you
martyrs.
cannot- Yeah.
Yeah. When I got divorced, I felt like my parents were like, I thought they were going to be pissed. They were mad that I wasted their money and didn't
Yeah.
cancel before, but they were more like, you can do that?
That's
Wait,
man.
and like the world didn't fall apart.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
No,
they could
do
have
it
done
again,
that
do it
30
again.
years
Yeah,
ago.
do it again.
I missed it. Do it one more time.
Yeah.
Not from this side. So they sort of live vicariously through your divorce, possibly.
I mean, I think they live vicarious. I mean, this is what's so interesting about. I don't know if you've had your parents are just whites.
They're whites.
Boring. No. I blame anything I do that's rude or wrong on having immigrant parents. I don't know if you're the same way. I'm like, I'm not obnoxious. I'm an immigrant. Like,
Oh
It's a
my
good
god!
scapegoat
Have
for
you,
that.
you should listen to my stand up. Listen to my stand up, because that's exactly all it is. And I'm just now like starting to get out of it, because I'm like, it's starting to be boring, just because I feel like I have worked through it through stand up, where I'm like, I just hate that fucking joke essentially. Like,
yeah, because I used to
You
do
know
a
what I
ton
mean?
of. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I'm just,
Because when I first started, my whole shtick was being an Italian immigrant kid. And
Right.
while I still know there's something really interesting there, but I pulled back a lot for a while because I felt like it was just like, and then my dad threw a slipper at me, hey-oh, and it was like, oh, actually that was really painful. And I've had to do a lot of healing about a lot of things. And now I'm really excited because like I just wrote a pilot about growing up, but I feel like it really shows like, my parents are these flawed, beautiful people who just did the best with what they knew. And also
God.
like, being in school and like not being totally an immigrant. So I didn't fit in with those kids, but I also didn't fit in with like the super white preppy kids. So I was this weird in between category of like, I don't know,
getting chills. Yeah.
of hairiness.
Like bridge people, they're like, it's like you kind of have to live all the time through like serving as a bridge between these two worlds, just because you were like forced in that position generationally, and like
interpreting for them.
Like, what?
Interpreting for them.
Oh God. Well, I mean, yeah.
Programming
It's
the
crazy.
VCR.
That's not an immigrant thing. That's
No, but the
that's
instructions.
parents.
Yeah. Oh, I guess for parents. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
And then TiVo came out, and that was a whole other thing. And then I gotta have someone explain TiVo to me, and then I gotta. All right.
Are your
I forgot
parents?
what I was
Are your
gonna say,
parents
but, like,
religious?
yeah, but then I think about my parents, and it's like they've been through so much worse shit. And I mean, they're worse people. Don't get me wrong than me. But they've been through like fucking hell, man. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
generation.
they're still going strong, married, sleeping in separate bedrooms in Boston.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing about not even separate bedrooms. They both like here's the thing about
My parents
sleeping.
slept in separate bedrooms for a while.
Yeah, but also I do think it's weird. I like sleeping with someone, Will, but however he snores. And honestly, I just saw a report on CBS that women sleep better with dogs than men. And I have a dog, and I love sleeping with her. And I want to sleep in the same room as Will for the companion energy thing, but like logically it really doesn't make any sense when you think about it. Like we kick each other while we're sleeping. I take too many covers. He sounds like he's dying because he can't breathe. Like it is just snoring.
Okay.
He's fine.
Not something like you should be looking into.
I don't know.
Because my brother has my brother-in-law has sleep apnea. Maybe he needs a thing.
I was told I need earplugs.
Oh, that was your
That was the
your
solution.
prescription?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the solution.
Oh, it's a good doctor right there.
But so no, I mean, it was Dr. Will. But like, I think sleeping in the same bed is kind of a weird thing that you're like, I love you. I guess we have to like try to
cohabitate for the rest of our...
Yeah, do this thing that I've been doing alone
Yeah.
for most of my life. Suddenly I have to do it with you. It's like, now we have to shower. Like, it's like almost saying like we have to take a bath together. Like,
Right.
It's not
Piss in her
natural.
toilets. I understand. It's a tricky line because I also sleep better. There's a practicality to the fact that like, okay, well, I sleep better alone.
Yeah.
You can spread out, obviously. But then there's also, you don't want to lose, like you said, the intimacy and like, why, suddenly you've been sleeping in separate rooms for 2 years. That's doesn't sit well.
I
also.
think the
You guys
best.
ever-
Oh, go ahead.
You guys ever fuck with the California King?
Yeah,
No.
we're
You got that?
No. We got a queen right now, but
we're queens.
Yeah, we have a queen.
is looking into it.
Too small.
It's just, well, this is, what I think the best scenario is sometimes when we take, like when we go away, if we get a hotel room.
There you go.
And there's not a king and that we get 2 double beds.
Yeah.
We hang out in the bed, one of the beds. That's, we'll watch TV, do all the things. And then when it's time to go to sleep, hop on over to that other bed.
Sure.
Oh,
Perfect.
God, it's the best.
Yeah. See, that's what I do. We do the kings in the hotels, which are, don't get me wrong, they're a cakewalk. I fear making the switch to the California King in the home. I don't know
Really?
why.
What do you fear? The distance?
There's a distance there. There's a distance there. I remember when we made the switch from a double to a queen, and I thought, well, this is living large. And now you're right, Eric. It is getting a little small.
Man, you're being too cute right now. Are you serious?
What?
You worried about the distance? If you guys get the California King?
Yeah, a little bit. It's to the same point we were just making about sleeping in separate rooms. Like, if we're doing the big bed, we might as well just like have our own bedrooms and just get a
I
full
want to
eight.
do king.
Yeah,
I got a California King dumped on me once because of a shitty roommate situation, and I was like, he's like, I can't fucking move. It's a motherfucker to move. So he's like, I can't move this. Will you just take it? And so I took it, and I was in a relationship then at the time, second one, and it was fucking magnificent. It really was. I really loved it.
Well, so you're in the market. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think it would eat up too much of our room right now.
A lot of real estate.
Yeah, but I watch HGTV, and my aspirations for houses has really gone through the roof. So granted, I have to move to the middle of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Are California Kings the one with the separate box springs?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know that much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We can talk beds you want to talk beds the rest of the time?
We talk about it all the time. We have a queen too, and the hotel thing is like, we just stayed at Airbnb for our anniversary, and it was another queen. I was like, fuck.
I gotta say,
don't tell anyone I said that. But I was like, when I saw the fucking queen, I was like, God damn it. But
I much prefer a hotel to an Airbnb.
I'm 100%.
It was.
Right?
It's a thing. It's like a DC thing. Like the hotels in
understand.
DC are fucking. We wanted to have like a mini staycation, but get far enough away from Baltimore, and the hotels in DC are way.
Oh
too
yeah.
I think it depends on what you're after, also, because you can have a fun, like if you go to Palm Springs and you get a house on
With
Airbnb with friends.
Like I'm doing that
Yeah.
for New Year's,
Yeah.
and it's with like 3 other couples,
Yeah.
and that's gonna
Yeah.
be fun. But if it's just Will and I, or even just
Yeah.
like us and another couple, I think getting a hotel.
Yeah.
Because then I do the things like in a hotel room. I like put on the robe. I eat food in the bed. I don't take my shoes off in bed.
Don't get
And
us
I watch
started
like
on
Maury.
hotels.
Like I
Oh,
watch the most disgusting shows.
Eric and I love hotels. We've stayed in hotels together. Hotel
My
living.
favorite, and especially in Palm, like a hotel in Palm Springs is
Yes.
to me the like peak of like the
Yeah.
world.
My favorite vacation I've ever been on, and I've been like, out of the country and all this stuff. My favorite vacations was a few months ago because I like to plan and Will hates planning.
Yeah.
And so we spontaneously went to the Ace Hotel in Palm Springs on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it was like
Hell
super
yeah.
cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And we just went for one night.
I think he talked about this on
Did
the
he?
podcast.
It was my one of my favorite trips because we had no plans. We didn't even know there was nothing to do.
No,
we
you just go sit at the Ace.
Yeah, we just smoked so much weed, like
Oh,
hung
God.
out in the bed. You know what I mean? Hung out in the pool,
Hung out
go
at
back
the pool,
to the bed.
go to Kings Highway, get some French fries.
All the things.
Yeah.
We ate every
That
meal at
pool-
the hotel.
That pool is just so worth anything and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, call me a hipster douchebag until I fucking die.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to the Ace. God damn it.
But it was also was great was it was a Wednesday and there was
Yeah.
hardly anyone there,
Mm-hmm.
so it didn't feel too.
And it's like
douchey.
half the price it would be on a weekend.
Yeah. However, we did make one mistake, which is like we really wanted to do massages, and the whole point was that we wanted to do them at the Ace, so it could be like we just walk from our room to the thing
Yeah.
in our robes or whatever, and they were booked up. That whole, which I didn't understand because there was nobody there, but they didn't have any appointments. But I had already gotten in my head that we were going to get a massage. So I'm like, oh, cool. I found a place in downtown Palm Springs. It was at like, we walk in, it's, one of those like cheap Asian massage places. But the only room that they had with double massage beds was definitely their supply closet. Like we got in there and they're like quickly like putting away buckets and stuff. And I was like, oh, this doesn't. And Will's like, yeah, I don't. But we were like we felt bad leaving. Like we
Right.
just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the more, and then I was getting more tense. My back was tightening up. So like I needed a massage at this
Nice,
point.
stressful
And it was
massage.
the worst massage I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because the whole time I was like looking at soap.
I was going to say, do
containers.
they have some like bleach in there and
Yeah,
some
it was awful.
Pine Sol?
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
So when you guys were at the Ace and you get in there, you're looking at all their accoutrements, all their offerings, you look into the wedding stuff or no?
No, I mean a little. We definitely were like, oh, we like going places and being like, this would be fun. The place that we
Yeah.
felt that the most was New Orleans, and this was like really early in our relationship. It was like maybe a year in. We were like, ooh, a New Orleans wedding would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, when I say Will is afraid of planning, I mean
Yeah.
to the point where I'm like, hey, do you want to get dinner with so and so and so and so this week? And he's like, I don't know, I'm just living in the moment, man. And I'm like,
It's
cool,
this
but
weekend.
like I have to get plane tickets
I
or
love
whatever,
Yeah.
So
It
talking about-
drive my wife insane.
is the same.
I drive her insane with that because she's a planner and I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I've been told I hate doing like female male shit, but like
No, I know, but
it seems I don't know.
it's so gendered. Well, because it's like a labor. It's literally like, oh, let me do all the fucking work, and then it was like, oh, I don't really feel like doing any of the work. I'm just gonna
Like we're going to
I'm just
Seattle.
gonna make him stress about it later.
We're going to Seattle for Christmas, and to his brothers and his parents are coming. I already shamed him about this, so I know I'm doing it again. But he like to his family was like, "Hey, I'm gonna rent like a big SUV or whatever, so we can all drive around together."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Okay." And then literally, it was last week,
You
and his
did it.
mom texted me and goes. I know Will claims to be getting a van, but she's like, I didn't mean to, but I looked up the prices and prices are going up and Will still hasn't. So would you mind? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes. And I love, and I ended up getting us like a crazy good deal.
Yeah.
Like I actually love doing this stuff. But the point was like, why did you even offer? Just
Yeah.
ask me to do it.
Right. Well, he
I
did
wanna
in his
do
own
it.
weird
When
way.
I'm offering it, I
By
wanna do it.
volunteering the
Mom.
information.
Yeah.
By
My
simply
biggest-
putting it out there. It's like, it'll take care of itself
Yeah.
in the way it usually does.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I like that I have a relationship with his mom where I can be like, what an idiot.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she knows.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love New Orleans though. You should. That's kind of what we did. It was like that first time we were like, yeah, that sounds really good. Like the one city that you focus on, because you do like if you're like also trying to be like Will's from Chicago, right?
He is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so my parents, I don't know if it's because they took boats here and they're like, we're never traveling again, that they've like never been back to Italy. My mom visited me in California years ago. My dad, I don't think he's been on a plane since the 80s. Like they just don't go anywhere.
Sure.
So if they're going to travel for this, I almost feel like I want it to be LA because I want them to see where I'm living.
You're home, yeah.
But I don't know. But then I'm worried they might not even, they're like, oh, we're tired. Like they're just so, they're in their 70s.
Right. I'm surprised you've never been back to Italy.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
It's like it makes me so sad because I wanted them to show me.
Of course, yeah.
Like I've been, but I want to go with them.
Yeah.
But I honestly, this is terrible, but I feel like, I don't know, it's just everything's, I don't know if your family is this way, but everything's like that's the energy behind.
They left.
I don't know. We gotta go. Then we gotta.
Yeah. It's like being tired is in your DNA. When you take a boat anywhere, like at that age, at that time, like you're fucking tired for the rest of your life. That boat trip just fucking destroyed your fucking energy for the rest of your life.
I'm like, we can take a plane.
Yeah. Planes are fun. And Italy, I mean, I know, but like my dad, like I would never think that he would come out to see. My mom came out to Baltimore when we moved for like a weekend.
Where do they live?
They live in outside LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you left here?
Yeah.
Do you want to say why?
Why did I leave?
Why'd you go to
LA?
Baltimore?
Oh, because my wife's from Maryland, and she's like her sister was having a baby, and her parents are getting older, and she was like she'd been in LA for a while, and then we just moved, and I was like, I like love LA and I miss it, but I kind of don't because I like the East Coast a lot, and I lived in Boston when I was younger. When I was like 19, I had that East Coast like little bit of salt, and it like did a lot for me then because I was like really needed a fucking change, really needed to get out of my parents' house, and I went like super far away from home. Yeah. And it kind of did the trick. And this time it was like it kind of fucked me up career-wise, but right now I'm feeling real good. And I feel like it was a good move.
You think it fucked you up career-wise?
Full answer. Full answer.
That was a full,
That's the full.
That's the first time you've ever, because people ask him that. That's the most in-depth you've been.
But you have this podcast.
Yeah, this podcast, I mean, this is the biggest part of this podcast for me is like Dan reaching out and being like, having this like little footbridge back into LA is perfect. Because I don't have to like be involved in LA, but I could like
LA's coming to you.
Creep out of the closet.
Right in the closet.
I moved back here in February, and for the last, whatever it was, 9 months ago, I've been like a walking advertiser for LA. I'm like, I meditate all the time. I get everything done before 3. I don't do as much stand up, and it's great because I go to bed early. I got a dog. Like I've been like, and then I don't know what happened, but I went to New York for a week and then Boston for a week. So this was the longest stretch that I've been gone for 2 weeks. And I got off the plane Sunday night and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot that LA doesn't have as much personality. I guess that's what it is. Like, I love it here. I like
disagree.
a lot of. You disagree? You think it has a lot of personality?
I love landing back in LA. I love Los Angeles.
Where are you from?
I'm from Iowa.
I like it. I love a lot of things about it, and I never understand. People are like, "What do you like better, New York or LA?" I'm like, they couldn't be more different.
Yeah,
and I like different things about them. But this was just the first time where I got back, and I was like, "Oh, I'm like." I mean, I was born on the East Coast.
Sure.
Like I have. Yeah. I love East Coast energy, but I hate New York standard of living.
Right.
Yeah.
So there you go. So if I can just go back and forth a lot, I'm happy.
Yeah, which it sounds like you're doing.
Yeah.
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 Well, let's talk about Bridezillas.
Oh,
Speaking of that.
Oh, a previous forever dog.
A previous forever dog. I'm sorry, I didn't listen.
Oh,
but
that's
you did.
okay.
It was for that show, right? So
it was WeTV sponsored or produced or whatever. And it was basically inspired by Bridezillas. It was Bridezillas the podcast, but it wasn't like a recap show. It was me and another comedian, Selena Kopic. And it was things about wedding planning. And so we would have guests that we would interview and Yeah.
Okay, so that's sort of what we sometimes do here is wedding planning stuff, and like people come on and they're engaged and they're planning their wedding.
Okay.
We talk them through it because that's how we started. We were in the process of planning our wedding and going through it, and that was the podcast for a while. So what sort of advice, both from your wedding and planning your first wedding, and from maybe the podcast and the Bridezilla stuff, what's your biggest takeaway as far as
wedding planning?
Yeah. Potholes?
I mean,
loopholes to avoid? What am I trying to say?
I would say, number one, I hate the cliche of like your wedding day is the most important day of your life.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just...
It's a party.
It's a party, and when I think back to weddings that I've been to that I really liked are the ones that are very much the couple's personality and what they would think of as a fun part. Like, you just think of it as a fun party to celebrate not only your relationship, but like all the people that have been a part of it. That's really what it is. And so I think it's really sad when someone puts all this work into a wedding that has no personality of their own.
Yeah.
It's just by the book. They spend way more money than they need to. You don't need to spend that much money. And then the next day they're like, I don't even remember anything. I was just running around and I didn't even get to enjoy it. And I'm like the next time I get married, I'm going to eat all the food. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be my kind of party. Because my first wedding was literally, I just had my sister give me all of her vendors' names and I copied everything she did.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I put no thought into it.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, but I was also in a weird headspace.
Right.
I was probably drunk.
Because you had no heart. I mean, like, really, your heart wasn't in it.
No, and
like,
also
you weren't.
Well, and also because, I mean, I guess my other advice would be get your obligation. So when people get your obligation wedding out of the way, so all the like relatives I don't know were there.
Yeah.
My parents had a huge say in it. It wasn't really my party.
Right.
And now that I got that out of the way, my parents don't give a shit what I do next. I could elope.
Yeah.
I could have people wear jeans. Like,
Right.
they're not, because I'm not, all those obligations are
Yeah,
done.
that's
so if
tough.
you can get a wedding that you don't want to have out of the way, do it.
Weird advice, but yeah.
And then you can have your dream wedding
Right.
the next time.
Yeah. You can fold that in. You can take that advice and fold it into hope maybe one wedding and just like, do something for your parents. But I agree. The whole thing where you're, and that's tough because sometimes that's unavoidable, which is why sometimes you maybe do have to have the first wedding to get it out of the way.
And I guess one more thing, and this is probably way easier said than done, is like I have a friend who's planning a wedding right now, and she was saying how her fiance named a few people for their invite list, and she was like, "Are you even friends with them?" He goes, "No, but I went to their wedding like 10 years ago," and she was like,
tit for tat. Yeah.
"No, like." The whole tit for tat thing
Yeah.
with weddings, like there are people that came to my first wedding that I don't even know their contact info, and like
Yeah.
I wasn't friends with them. It was like a goodbye party.
Right. Your first husband's cousins you're talking about?
Yeah.
Probably won't make it to your next one.
Yeah.
Give me a little taste of what your first wedding was like style.
I think
like,
we got it. Did you not? You didn't gather from the context clues what
It was
it's like?
actually kind of fun.
was it at a hotel?
It was
it
at a
outdoor?
hotel. We
Was it-
did Catholic church
Yeah.
service.
Great.
Again, my parents, Catholicism is just part of their culture. Like they go on holidays. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But I had
I
to
think
wear
that
a veil.
plays into the divorce thing though, probably too.
It's like they do all the musts, but like I don't know, whatever. And so
So is that like 90 minutes? Was that like a 90
we did
minute
the
ceremony?
shorter version. It was
Oh, okay.
like we cut out. Oh no, we did do communion. No, we did the long version. So I had friends read passages from the Bible that I don't even know what they meant, and then we had it at a hotel. Party was actually really fun,
Yeah.
even though like the details maybe weren't my thing. Like DJ played the music we wanted. The food was good.
Yeah.
There was not supposed to be a pasta dish on the menu, but my parents insisted, so they added an extra course of pasta because they said people would revolt.
People will revolt.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, thank God that didn't.
That's
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
You had to invite Al Pacino out of respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to I love my parents. I feel like Eric gets it.
Well, thank you for excluding me and the other white people listening to this podcast.
No, because that's why. Because that's why I can like see a perfect picture of this wedding in my head. Because that was like every fucking Armenian wedding I went
Oh
to.
yeah,
that
everyone's
was, like,
talking shit about each other.
Yeah, like who are you? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Like,
Why are you holding me
have
so
to
tight?
come?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Was it a lot of people?
I
Was it a big wedding?
I think it was like 170. I think I invited 200, and then
good size.
Yeah, it was pretty big. All cash. I got all. Then the next day we did, because we didn't go on our honeymoon until 2 days later. So we went to my parents' house, and it was the counting of the cash. My mom looked in the book exactly like the Sopranos, like compared notes and was like, "We gave their kid this, they gave you this. They're dead to me. They gave you $100 less. What the fuck?" I mean, it's all the things.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that part was hilarious. That was my favorite part. To be honest.
That's fun.
Yeah,
you could just tell in by the way people sit and eat that they're just waiting for the opportunity to go back home so they can talk shit about every you're just like you have that tightness of your face where you just want to talk shit about all of this.
Yeah,
like,
and then there's that one
talk shit.
relative, like there's one woman I think wearing like slippers, like an older Italian woman in slippers and a house coat at my wedding. I'm like, who is that?
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
Is she getting the invite back?
I don't even know who she is. She might be dead, probably. It's a long time ago. Rest in peace.
Rest in power. Eric, were you going to say something? I feel like we just interrupted a hot question coming in.
No, I wasn't going to say. My first adult wedding as like an adult of a wedding that I went to was in Boston. So that's a thing that I have. That was like...
Is that the one with the door?
Yeah. It was like the oldest church. It was like the oldest, tiniest little fucking chapel in Cambridge, and it was 4:20, and I got really high, and we were really late, and it was the creakiest door of the tiniest little chapel.
And you ruined it.
So that's my Boston memory. I love Boston.
On my honeymoon, my first day there, Hawaii, my husband went into the water and lost his wedding ring. It flew off his finger into the ocean, and I made the mistake of telling my mom, and she goes, "Oh my God, oh bad luck, oh my God," and she was like, insisted we get back and go to the church immediately, get a new ring and get it blessed. And I was like, oh, this is going in the script. I mean, this is like,
oh man,
that's a script.
Yeah, I couldn't have. Our honeymoon was super fun. That was like the most fun.
Classic honeymoon spot too. Hawaii.
Yeah, we did Hawaii. We did all, and you know what was kind of a mind fuck about the whole situation was I felt like on the honeymoon I was like, oh, maybe this is going to be okay because we're like really good. We were really good friends.
Yeah.
And we were in Hawaii and we're drinking and we're having all you can eat buffet inclusive in the morning and all the things. And then literally the day after we got back from the honeymoon, I was like, oh. Yeah, like that was
vacation.
Vacation's always fun.
Yeah.
And we were like really good vacationers together. I think that's always like a good quality to have in a partner.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bill Murray tells people that. Bill Murray, you guys know who Bill Murray is?
Yeah.
That's his advice to people getting married. Go on a big long vacation before you get married.
I think go on a road trip in a car.
Yeah.
Yep. Same thing, because you're going to get the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll get those lows.
Yeah.
Eric and I have done some road trips.
Oh yeah.
You're not nothing until you see your partner squatting in a ditch, taking care of some business. That has to be taken care of.
What's been really fun, it's so funny because people will always be like, not always, but a lot of comics have the habit of being like, I would never date a comic. And I'm like, that's like saying, like, you can't say you'll never date a something. Like, it depends on the person.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I've loved being in a relationship with a comedian, especially one who I find funny. Thank God I wouldn't have dated him if I didn't. But, like, we have toured together and co-headlined, even though we both are capable of headlining alone, just so we can use it as a vacation. And it just makes going on the road, like, I don't like going on the road alone. I think it's boring and dangerous and sad.
It is sad.
And so we've done some like really fun. We did like a whole road trip. I think it was a year and a half in. That's when we drove from New York to, I think we did DC, then New Orleans, then Austin, then Kentucky, then Chicago. And it was like this great little loop and
great American road trip.
Great American
That's
road trip.
got to go in the script. You guys are going to make a movie about your life. You're definitely, I mean, like, because we talked about it with Will because his idea for like jumping from Chicago to Boston, I was like, this is such a fucking like week before the wedding montage. I could like see it like Boston, Chicago, LA, New York.
Oh, it's like 4 Christmases, but 4 weddings.
Yeah.
Can you edit that out so no one steals it?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a coffee shop in LA right now where I just yell down an idea. People are so dumb. Do you think people yell out? Sorry for anyone who's not in the biz listening. This is so obnoxious. But every time I go to a coffee shop, there's at least one person who's like, yeah, and then the movie's about this. And I'm like, are they trying to loudly pitch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are you jotting these down? Is that why
I just remember.
It's a stupid idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I just. You know.
I'm with people who like want to meet and talk about. I'm really anti talking anything creative in a public space.
I whisper if I'm meeting a friend for dinner
so
or coffee.
ashamed.
I go, yeah, I went on an audition. And then I talk to my agent
Yeah.
because I feel like it's gross to be like, yeah, I was in casting.
Oh, I hate it.
Oh my God.
It's like
There was a group doing at a coffee shop, and they were doing it was a couple months ago, a reading of a script,
Yeah.
right? And
a coffee shop table read?
yeah, it was like an outdoor coffee shop, so I guess they thought they were safe. And then when they were done, and I was listening to it, and they were done, they started talking shit about like different directors and production companies. And I wanted so badly to go, that's my dad, and just be like, are you guys fucking dumb? Why would you talk about this in public?
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah.
oh my God, that's so funny. Like a new punked, like LA only punked. That's my dad.
No, I mean, and look, there's nothing wrong with having a table read, I guess, at a coffee shop, but that kind of tells me where you're at.
Yeah.
And now you're talking shit about people like, yeah, I was like, whatever, I wouldn't want to work with that.
I love that.
And I was like, wow.
I love that arrogance. They will never in a million years meet with those people they were bagging.
Oh, no, they all had the same hat on. You know, it was just like,
Oh, no.
I knew their type. Watch, they're going to have a blockbuster film called Four Weddings. Seriously, edit it out. It's
No,
fine.
we're gonna
It's
edit it out.
copywritten. That's
Edit it
copywritten
out.
on air.
It's funny you brought up. We'll edit this out too. It's funny you brought up Four Christmases because we were literally just talking about all the that Christmas movie and Christmas with the Cranks
Oh, do you like Four Christmases?
right before. I don't think I've seen Four Christmases.
Okay. It's okay.
It's, I was reading Save the Cat, which is a screenwriting book, and I hid
Loudly
it.
at the
Reddit.
coffee
No,
shop.
Reddit.
I'm not kidding. I hid the cover because I didn't want anyone to know I was reading it
Yeah.
in public. Because
Yeah.
again, it's
LA.
cliche.
Yeah.
But they use Four Christmases as one of the examples of like a
good
great
screenplay.
structure
Yeah.
and concept, and you know right away from the tagline like what it's about.
Right.
So yeah.
Great premise. They go to all four of them. You get it satisfies you. There's just it's like late Vince Vaughn. It's like
God.
I loved Vince Vaughn so much when I was younger. I'm not gonna fucking lie, but like it's
Oh,
like,
you're off the Vaughn
at least-
train?
Huh?
You're off the Vaughn train
Don't
officially?
talk shit. That's my dad.
It's perfect every time. It works. That's my dad.
Yeah, that's my dad. That would be a hilarious punk thing to just. That's the only joke.
Yeah.
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 You just go to a Lakers game and just find like the hottest like 21-year-old model looking lady and just like knock the drink out of her hand
Yeah.
like that's my dad.
Yeah.
She just goes away. Well, she probably already away.
Oh man. Julia Rozzi, very, very fun having you here. Anything else you want to leave us with? You got your podcast with Will.
I do. It's called Hopefully We Don't Break Up.
Yeah.
We just chat with other couples. I don't know
Yeah.
if you and your wife ever want to.
No, we don't go anywhere out in public together.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I'm around doing things.
Yeah. Right in this
And-
right in this 4 bleep script.
I mean, this is the problem though. It's going on my list of the other 20 ideas I've had.
That's
Yeah.
good. Spread
Is it
yourself
good?
thin. Yeah, spread yourself thin. Never finish any of them. And I'll see you at the coffee shop.
yeah,
I
you
wanna
guys
hear-
can find me at the coffee shop. That's going to be my plug.
I can't wait to have both of you guys on short after like when you fucking get this wedding done and taking care of the second wedding.
Oh, you're calling
gonna
your
have-
shot? Oh yeah. Are you going? You're going? There was a Hawaii trip in the future, isn't there?
Is that what Will said?
That's what he said. Didn't he say that?
Oh shit! That is what he said.
It's not a surprise. We were going to go for my birthday, but then
Yeah.
he had a job.
Oh, okay.
And so, again, who do you think's going to plan it? So that's cool that he thinks it's happening.
I think he's planning this. I think because when we had him on, I don't know if I'm trying to remember because
I should have listened to his episode and just called bullshit and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some non-truths there. No, we were pushing for Hawaii, a Hawaii trip for like an engagement, like jumping off point. We were really pushing for that for him.
That's
But unless you orchestrate that, it sounds like it's not going to be.
no, but I would rather save your money. I mean, that would be
Yeah.
cool, but like
Yeah.
I don't need an extravagant engagement.
Yeah.
That again, that's the perk of already having gone through it.
Yeah, which
Pretty
is
easy.
your advice again to all those.
I just want to get his health insurance.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He has better
Is
health
he on
insurance.
SAG or what is he on?
No, WGA.
WGA,
which is
yeah.
much better.
Oh, yeah.
Is it better health insurance than SAG?
Of course. Nobody gives a shit about actors.
I don't know if it's better quality. It's just
Gotta look good.
It's just the rules. I think for how in SAG, the rules for how much money you have to make to be eligible.
Oh, gotcha.
Are ridiculous. Whereas
Okay.
I think WGA is a little bit more like
Lenient.
I think. I don't
Yeah.
know. No,
Okay.
I want to marry him for other reasons, obviously, but yeah,
We'll go with the health insurance.
yeah, and so I can stay in this country. I'm just kidding.
Hold
I
on.
want to go back in the boat.
Hold on.
Round up all the Italians.
Yeah.
They're going to round up all the Oh, no. It's all right.
Thank you so much. That was
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you so much, Giulia.
Bye.
Well, we did it again, Eric. We did it again.
What a great talk.
Fantastic.
I thought that was really deep and interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I felt that she has a good head on her shoulders when it comes to weddings these days.
I can't wait for their wedding. Do you think that we're gonna like sneak our way on the guest list just because we've had both of them on their podcast?
No,
On our podcast?
no.
I think we might sneak in.
Yeah, I think maybe I would love to do a live cast of it for the pod, but I don't think we'll be official guests.
I think that we would hit it off with both their families.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you more than me because I'm just too white bread from the Midwest and
Oh, you think I'm gonna fucking just leave you out there in the cold? No way, bud.
done it before.
No, I don't want to end the episode like that. No, if I'm a hit at a wedding and you're at that wedding, you're a hit at the wedding. You gotta meet my buddy Dan. Oh God, it's so funny.
You're bringing me in.
It's the guy from the Sling. Oh what?
Oh Jesus!
And
All
then
right.
and
then we're golden. Yeah, Eric, it's been a fantastic year. I love you. I miss you.
I love you, Dan. I miss you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, bub. I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Forever. Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. For more original podcasts, please visit foreverdogpodcasts.com and subscribe to our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.